Hi, so today I'm going to speak about success. Success, or at least my definition of success, is probably something that you might not agree with me about. In my opinion, the secret, the crème de resistance to success is failure. Failure, as you can see by my TED Talk title, is my best friend. Failure as a friend is brutal. Sometimes failure can be unfair. Sometimes failure can be too fair for my liking. Sometimes failure can be honest. But most importantly, to me, failure is, well, my best friend and the most loyal of friends. Seriously, failure just won't leave my side. So because I love failure so much, I've decided to write a list for you of the things that I have failed at. I didn't write everything because it would be about 8 volumes of a novel, but I summarized it. Scuba diving, spelling, rock climbing, cooking, speaking. I used to have to go to a speech therapist. The problem is they did too good a job, and now I won't shut up. Flirting, presenting, IB chemistry, drawing, being brave, staying in contact with friends, being nice to family. I mean, we all have that problem, I think. Map reading, maths, kayaking, canoeing, making jokes, making friends, gymnastics, many mock exams. Snapchat, Scrabble, reading, physics, art, being nice. Being healthy, keeping up with all the seasons of Mad Men, knowing which Kardashian is which, like seriously. Being calm, being organized, open-mindedness, yoga, empathy, arguing, doing shots, giving advice, meditation, and hopefully not doing a TEDx talk. So you can see that I am well seasoned in the art of failing, and for the next 12 or so minutes, I wanted to explain to you why maybe failure should be your best friend as well. This is me at about 6 years old. Please cover your eyes if it's that bad. You can see from this photo that I was a enthusiastic child, should we say. I loved learning about the world when I was a kid. I would badger my parents with so many questions about everything that I could think of. And along the way, I did come up with a few brilliant solutions to some big global issues. For example, this was my solution to global warming and the use of fossil fuels. Mum, Dad, what if, instead of turning a turbine by burning fuel, we turn a turbine with the electricity created by the turbine? I consulted with some physicists about this, and apparently this isn't possible, so it didn't come into fruition, and I wasn't a child billionaire. But you can see that I had a real enthusiasm for learning about the world that stuck to me till today. So you would probably expect that because of all of this, I would love school. And you would be right about that. I was like the nerd in the class that we go first day at school, and I'm like, oh, I got my notepad, I'm ready to learn about the world. Well, everyone's like, Mom, I don't want to go. I was that kid. And I did love school. The only problem was, school didn't quite love me back. When I was a kid, I was in every extra help class you can imagine. I had extra spelling group, extra English group, extra reading group, extra times tables group, extra handwriting group, extra maths group. There was a lot of groups. And these groups were meant to help me to understand things better. It was meant to be like a support group. The problem was my school wasn't very well organized, and a lot of the time, these groups didn't actually take place when they were meant to. And when they did, I sort of got ignored. So I was really struggling, and the organisation of the school definitely didn't help. But I also had issues in my organisation, or should I say the fact that I didn't have any. As a kid, I would get home from school, do my homework straight away and put it in my book bag, ready for the next day when the teacher would ask for the homework. But then I would walk into school, the teacher would say, "Class, can you get out your homework, please?" And I would forget that I had done it. I would panic, go, "Oh, miss, I'm so sorry, I forgot my homework, I forgot to do it, oh, I'm so sorry." And then I'd get into trouble. And then, because I'd got into trouble, I'd be more determined that evening to do the homework. But then I would forget when that homework was due that I had done it. And this cycle would go on and on and on. There was also something at my school quite a bit darker. Something that I still get nightmares about is something that in the British education system is often overlooked. Of course, I'm talking about the horrific practice of spelling tests. Spelling tests at the age 7, 8, 9 were the bane of my existence. Honestly, if I end up in hell, that will be the device of torture that the devil will choose for me. Because I would spend hours and hours and hours at my family dining table trying to remember these words, writing them out again and again and again and again and again, magically thinking that maybe if I carried on writing them out for 6 hours, I would remember them. And then the problem would happen when I would get to school, do the test, be like, smash that, and then get the results back. Everyone else has got 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, they're reaching for the top grades, and then there's me sitting in the corner with 1 or 2 out of 10 if I'm lucky. It was tough. Around this time as well, my sister and I lost our mother to bowel cancer. So statistically, I probably wasn't at the top when it came to being the most successful child in the room, but I hoped that I could turn it around. Later on, my parents decided to change me to a school where my stepsister went. My stepsister went to a school that was much more willing to delegate resources to those students who were struggling. And I was still in these extra groups, but this time, I got something special. I went to a psychologist and I got diagnosed with dyslexia. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's not a disease. I'm fine, it's not contagious, you can stand near me. But dyslexia enabled me to explain to my peers, to my teachers, and most importantly, to myself, as to why I was a little bit different, as to why I took a little bit longer learning those spellings, doing that math. And also, most importantly, it enabled me in my final exams this year to get the extra time and the computer that I desperately needed. For me, dyslexia was never an excuse. It was never, Miss, I can't do the spelling test because I'm dyslexic, oh! It was a way of saying, I'm different, I need a little bit more help and a little bit more time. So put your hand up in the audience if you think you understand dyslexia. Just put it up. Come on, people. Don't be shy. Put your hands up. Come on. If you think you know it, put your hands up. Very nice. There's one big myth that I hope that you don't believe, but I think we all sort of subconsciously at least believe it. This is the myth that people with dyslexia are stupid. This is something that I have believed for so long. It's something that the little bits of my brain still gnaw out every time I feel like I'm not doing well at something. It is a horrible, horrible myth that is probably the worst thing that can happen to a dyslexic person when they think that they're not good enough. There is no scientific link whatsoever between intelligence and dyslexia. Literally, there's nothing, they're not connected in any way. You can have a really stupid dyslexic person, you can also have a really smart dyslexic person. On the screen now is a list that I found on the well-known, credible scientific source, Wikipedia. And this is a list of people who have been diagnosed or thought to have dyslexia. It's a long list. Oh, and the list goes on. And the list goes on. Oh, and there's another slide. Yeah, it's long. And do you know why it's long? It's because there's no link between success and dyslexia. So, 8 years on from my diagnosis, how am I doing? Well, I am still really bad at maths. Literally atrocious. I'm standing in the supermarket, and I've got my items in the trolley, and I'm just adding all the prices on my phone because I can't do it in my head. And I did manage to pass IB Maths this summer. I am thinking about retaking it next summer to see if I can get a better grade. And at first I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't get the grade I wanted. Am I going to retake? Oh, everyone's going to think I'm a failure. And then I started thinking about it, and I realised I've never done things the same way as everyone else. And I've never done things in the same pace as everyone else, so why should this be any different? My spelling, although I don't have weekly spelling tests, thank goodness, is still awful. For my friend's birthday, I wrote a banner that said Happy Birthday. I didn't just manage to miss out one word, a letter, I managed to miss out 2. I mean, I think it takes a sort of talent to be able to do that, so I think I should be praised for that sort of initiative. As well as this, I have become much more comfortable in my own skin. I have started to believe that I am capable. It took a lot. It took a lot of my parents going, "You're not stupid, Amy, you can do this, come on." And a lot of my friends also telling me the same, and my teachers. But I finally got the message. This here is me having a breakdown at my graduation ceremony with my head teacher and IB coordinator. I think they were also having breakdowns too, because there were a lot of tears. Behind that camera was my friends and family, also having breakdowns. Lovely. And I found out that I had won the Young Women in Public Affairs Award by an organisation called Zonta. And I'd managed to win it in the local district, the national district for Denmark, and somehow the Nordic district for the whole of the Nordic countries. Yes, it is ridiculous. I don't know how this happened. So this gave me a real kick up the backside and a boost of confidence, because I started to believe even more that I was capable. So, even though I'm probably not the biggest success story you're going to hear today, I haven't overcome blindness and I haven't swum a ridiculous amount of kilometers in some cold water. But I would like to share some tips with you as to what I think can help to make a success. If the slideshow will work. There we go. Have a growth mindset. The psychology teachers in here will know what I'm talking about with this one. It's a researcher from the US called Caroline Dweck. She found that students who thought their intelligence could be changed by the amount of effort they put into things did so much better than those who thought their intelligence was fixed. This here is a graph. You can see that those who were praised for the amount of effort they put into something did so much better than those who were praised for that how naturally smart they were. Next, ask for help. No one wants to do it, okay? We all have that first 5 seconds when you're walking up to the person, you're about to ask for help, and you go, "Oh my goodness, they're going to think I'm an idiot, they're going to think I'm asking a stupid question, oh my goodness, they're going to hate me forever in the whole of the existence of my life, no one's ever going to take me seriously." And then you ask the question, and more times than not, it's not a stupid question, you're actually on the right track. Next, don't be the best. We're constantly told, you've got to be the best looking, the best at maths, the best at English, the best at art, the best at swimming, the best at running, everything. Our friends are saying, "Oh, I'm not the best at that, but I'm going to try to beat that person." Our parents are saying, "You need to be better at maths, Jamie. Come on, get that A." Everyone's telling us that we need to be the best, better than the person in front of us, win the race. And I don't want to sound like a CAC poster here, but I will. You don't have to be the best, because you're never going to be able to be the best. Sorry to break it to you. If you want to become a neuroscientist, you're not going to be the best neuroscientist. I'm going to break that to you now. There's always going to be a better neuroscientist. But if you're better than you were yesterday, well, that's a whole different ballgame. I had a job interview a few months back. I got the job. Yes. Thank you for that clapping over there. I got the job, and the interviewer asked me, "Amy, so we have some targets that you need to match in this role. Are you competitive?" And I was like, gosh, am I going to tell them that I once almost knocked someone out trying to play mini golf? Yeah, I didn't think that was the best application, especially in a job where I'm arguing with people all day. So I decided to leave that one out, and I just said, well, academically, I used to be very competitive and want to be the best at my class. But then I realised that I'm competitive with myself. And if there's something that you do take away from this, I would say stop trying to be better than that person or that person or that person, even though that person is really smart. You know, I would want to be better than that person, but you can't. We've all got different circumstances, and we're all very different. So stop trying to be the best, and listen to my little cat poster phrase, and be your best. Next. Here it is. You're going to think I'm an imbecile for this one, but failure is your friend. I know it's my best friend, and I'm not saying that failure, needs to come around for a coffee every week. That's fine, you can keep failure at arm's length, that's okay. But failure teaches us more than success does, in my opinion. So, next time failure comes knocking with its real mood killer ways, maybe invite it to the party and learn a little bit more about yourself. Thank you very much.